We are freaking back. We are so back. This chapter of Chainsaw Man, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know where to begin. I really don't. All I have to say is that we are so back. Team Asa finally puts Denji back together, and it's finally revealed to Asa that, Chainsaw Man, yes, is Denji. I guess she's gonna need to apologize to him later about some things she said as well. Quanxi, oh my god, as well, Quanxi is back, but is this really as what it seems? So, oh my god, we have to talk about this chapter. So, if you are hyped as me about this chapter, then let me know by dropping a like on the video as well. This Sunday, my video on Rize is coming out, and you never know, Rize could pop back up in this series, so subscribe. This chapter begins with the doctors who dismembered Denji realizing that there are intruders, so they take 5? Like, why in the hell would these doctors take a break when they know there are intruders and their work isn't finished? Just saying. These docs seem pretty sus, and it kind of doesn't end here. But Team Asa, which is what I, obviously call this new team, makes the save as they knock all of Denji onto the floor, which is a weird sentence to say. But Katana Man immediately makes threats, and with the tone of these latest chapters, I don't know. I can't help but feel that Katana Man is so funny here. I sort of, in a way, he has like a Jim Carrey voice in my head for him. I don't know, but either that means Katana Man has fallen so far, it means he's been elevated to comedy gold status, or he's still badass or something. I don't know. Either way, he tells him to get down or he's gonna cut him into pieces, which I say go ahead. Anyone who hurts Denji, outside of Rize, mind you, deserves maximum death. We're talking like when Spider-Man grinds off Sandman's face without even knowing he's a supervillain beforehand. I'm looking at you, Fumiko. Speaking of, though, those images that Fujimoto released of Fumiko are a little unfair. It's like he's trying to fool us or something, but I won't be fooled again. It seems as well that Fami has recovered from repeated attacks by the Concussion Devil and staved off even further attacks by the CTE Devil, as she's pretty much fine now, at least I think for the most part. Yoru then demands that they tell them where Chainsaw Man is, to which the doctors, well, they sort of just facepalm in response. This is yet another aspect of the chapter that I found was just too funny. These doctors are so cold that under these situations, they aren't scared. They're just inconvenienced and annoyed. All of their work dismembering Denji is now a waste. So they inform them that Denji is in pieces in these boxes. And what's funnier is that the doctors demand an apology. But none of them apologize except one bro Benny who says he's sorry. And seriously, you guys, this guy, he is just too precious. We must protect him at all costs. So Yoru kicks one of the boxes, rude, and out comes Denji's girlfriend. So Yoru orders the Devil Hunters Club, Nail and Katana, to put Denji back together, saying that if they don't obey her, they die. Which I doubt at this point. Yoru seems too nice because of Asa to want to kill her own, I guess, allies? Are they considered allies or just like refugees? I don't know. I like how Nail calls her a devil and they begin to slowly put Denji back together, just as the title of the chapter states, like a Chainsaw Man puzzle. And just imagine, by the way, a real-life puzzle game where you have to put Denji back together anatomically correct and all. Bro Benny, though, finds Denji's heart, and I was surprised. Looks like a normal heart, despite it essentially being Pochita, or, what's left of him, I guess. So I guess after all of this time, the person to hold Denji's heart wasn't Makima, Rize, or whoever. It was Bro Benny, y'all. Bro Benny was the first one to Denji's heart. Think about that. Are you thinking? Yoru knows that with the heart, all they need to do is put him back together and pull the ripcord and he'll revive himself. The doctor, who honestly, I kind of love him at this point. He is just so sassy. He asks Yoru if she's going to help and she states that she's wounded. And I don't know. I just think it's so funny that Yoru is bossing everyone around while doing nothing to help him, put back together Denji. I don't know. Katana then says the chores are for kids and that to not forget he spared their lives. So I guess Katana is a lazy child. And it makes sense. This is the guy who ships Denji and Asa as a what again? A 30-something-year-old man? Just saying. This is even further backed up when Akaku, unfortunately, finds Denji's, as Fujimoto puts it, wiener. And so Katana tells him to shove it up his ass, which is wildly uncalled for. Like, I get it. Denji and Aki sort of went Black Hawk on Katana's junk, but dang, man. That's sort of messed up, no? He can't even defend himself. Also, if you think about it, this brings up Wait, maybe this is fair, because Katana wasn't able to defend himself either. I don't know what I'm feeling on the inside. I don't know. I just don't want people to hurt Denji, okay? Yoru, though, she doesn't want it to go up his ass, so no, she wants it all in the right place so that she can face him in full condition, which, gotta say, a little weird when she's standing there with one arm, you know? Also, dang, I can make a really easy joke at Yoru and Asa's expense, but, you know, I'll wait till next week. Katana then tells Yoru that she can't take a joke as, I kid you not, he says, "You must have no game." This chapter, it's so perfect. Yoru says she has no need for game and that love is worthless, and all it does is turn you foolish. Yoru very, very clearly, very, very painfully, excruciatingly, clearly has never even touched a dude outside of combat, has she? Because even Nail is like, "Oh honey, it's fun to be a fool. You don't get it because you're in high school." But Yoru claps back. She does get it. So with her rebuttal, this is her version of destroying Nail by telling her to, quote, "shut up," because she knows everything about it. No, I can't hear you. No. That's sort of the vibe I got from Yoru and Asa here. However, Bro Benny, this guy, man, he just keeps fighting all the most important pieces of Denji, doesn't he? He finds his head, and upon Haruka going over to look at what's in the box, he tells Asa that she needs to see this. He says, and I quote, "Isn't this your boyfriend?" Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. The ship is real. Asadin is true. We have what? But I gotta admit, Denji's not looking too hot here. You know, this also brings up another thing that I feel when reading Chainsaw Man. I always get this visceral reaction when I see Denji hurt, mistreated, or neglected. So, on the one hand, I do feel angry about the state Denji is in, but on the other, we won! Asadin, woo! But also depression. Seeing this, Asa rightfully reacts in shock after all. The only person to know Chainsaw Man's true identity in this group is Katana Man. And I'm just like, have you ever wanted to simultaneously want to go 3 or 4 weeks into the future, but also not at the same time? Like, I so very want to see what Asa says to Denji and what she'll ask him, but I also can wait because of what happens next. Outside of that, isn't it also hilarious, though, that Asa can't handle the fact she likes Denji? Like, she breaks into this facility to save him, put him back together, to kill him. It's just so funny, the denial Asa has for him, yet it's so clear she does all of this so she can just avoid her own feelings. After all, Asa said she hates being alone, but also isolates herself on purpose too. It's the old Evangelion Hedgehog's dilemma thing. You know, that's probably a good idea for a video in the future. Let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. But the door is broken down and Eye Patch has returned with the killer assassin, lesbian queen, best girl, Quanxi. Oh, all I gotta say is between the images of Fumiko and now this, man, I think Fujimoto enjoys certain traits over others. And I don't blame him one bit. I think he's right. And best yet, no break next week, you guys. Bi-weekly Devil has been vanquished, and it seems we'll be waiting at least a little bit for him to show up again. And all I can say is just thank you so much, Fujimoto. Thank you. This chapter was so freaking awesome. I loved every moment of it because not only does it feel like Fujimoto rewarded longtime fans, but he did so in the only way he knows how to, with both subtle and direct methods. The more obvious is that now that Asa knows that Denji, yes, is Chainsaw Man, and also, we won! Seriously, I don't know where to store this happiness. I haven't been this happy since, last week's chapter, honestly. But it's just so awesome, man. Plus, as well, the more subtle aspects of this chapter are great. One of them about the fact that Asa, and I hate to say it, could still be a girl failure yet, despite her recent victories. The reason is that, if you remember earlier in part 2, Denji told Asa straight up he was Chainsaw Man, and she didn't even believe it. Well, wow, she's wrong. Again. She's just never going to beat these allegations, and that's sort of what's both funny and sad about her. Also kind of deserved too, since she also called Denji a loser at one point. Also as well, Denji was chopped up and put into containers just like he did for Makima, and it's very sad, but just another example that Fujimoto never forgets and loves to mirror events from part 1 with part 2 quite a bit. With that being said, I don't think Quanxi is going to stop them. Oh, no. I think Quanxi will join Team Asa. The reason is because why would someone who hates public safety still be with them? Well, because if you can't beat them, join them. While you put together a plan on the side to betray them, and when the right time comes along, leave them in the dust. Plus, with the way that everyone else has been joining Team Asa, I just think that it doesn't feel right if Quanxi stays on the side of public safety, especially knowing that she's severely outnumbered. So there's that. And aside from that, here is to more weekly coping. Maybe we'll find Rize locked up within the depths of this facility and they'll rescue her too on the way out. Then we can have a love triangle or like a rectangle between Rize, Asa, Yoru, and Denji. I don't know who's going to win in that one, but wow. Joking aside, maybe if Denji still has Power's blood on him or in the facility near him, they can somehow revive Power too. We're not adding her to the love triangle though, or rectangle. No, we're not doing that. But that feels a bit more far-fetched and something they'd likely implement later in the story since it was set up in part 1 and sort of a lot of people forget about it, so it would be a very good surprise. But either way, oh man. Oh, I just love this chapter. But what are your thoughts after this chapter? There was so much to discuss. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin and what to ask. So what do you guys think about the Denji reveal to Asa? What about Quanxi? I mean, what is going to happen next? Are you excited? Just tell me if you're excited. Is all I want to hear, because I'm excited to hear your thoughts. You have no idea. With that out of the way, this Sunday is the release of my long-awaited Rize video for celebrating 4K subscribers. And while waiting, check out my video on Tatsuki Fujimoto's Look Back, which is getting a film here soon, which was also a video for reaching 4K subs. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.